Sung Jinwoo finally struck Long D into two pieces with one slash, but just as Long D and Hash's body was about to shatter, a giant opening appeared in the sky, followed by countless angel soldiers falling to their deaths. Long D watched this scene in despair. When he followed Sung Jinwoo here, he clearly didn't see a teleportation portal, and connecting two worlds requires enormous energy. But why did the Dominator's Legion appear here? Long D initially thought that whether it was the Legion and Hash's presence or bringing him here, it was all to avoid interference. But now it seemed Sung Jinwoo had planned from the very beginning to use massive power to tear through space and bring allied forces over. However, as an entity of shadow, Sung Jinwoo shouldn't have been able to communicate with the Dominators. Hearing these words, Sung Jinwoo smiled. Long D turned to look at him and calmly laughed, saying, "Yener Army King, you actually chose a strategy that could ensure victory in the war, even if you lose the battle." Meanwhile, he reflected that his own long-standing observation of the conflict had led to complete defeat. At that moment, the voices of Bai Yen Monarch and Jianya Monarch echoed. Long D burned with anger, questioning whether Bai Yen Monarch had said something. In response, he was met with a cold laugh. Through a gesture, Osborne conveyed his regards to Long D, pushing him to the brink of rage. Enraged, Long D raised his sword to strike back at Sung Jinwoo, but before his blade could fall, the spears of angel soldiers pierced through his body. As his destruction loomed, the last scene he saw was the most brilliant fragments of light in this era. The brilliance and dark shadows enveloped the world below. Unwilling to accept defeat, he declared, "I will go ahead first. I will wait for you in eternal rest. Then, we will settle this once and for all." Sung Jinwoo gazed at Long D's shattered body and spoke softly, "Don't worry, we will meet again very soon." As these words faded, Long D vanished from the world. At that moment, the Archangel descended before Sung Jinwoo and expressed his gratitude. Sung Jinwoo replied that he needed no reward but had one request, to use the Wheel of Reincarnation once more to reverse time. The Archangel, puzzled, asked why he would want to return to the past after finally achieving victory. Moreover, reversing time with the Wheel of Reincarnation, a divine tool, would retain the memories of higher beings. Even so, Sung Jinwoo was unwavering in his resolve. He wanted to use it to alter the tragedy-filled world and recover the loved ones and comrades he had lost. The Archangel warned him that the Wheel of Reincarnation was nearing the end of its lifespan. If he failed this time, there would be no more chances to reverse time. He also cautioned Sung Jinwoo that he would face all the monarchs alone, with no help, and that even if he won, no one would remember his efforts. Sung Jinwoo closed his eyes, recalling his mother, sister, comrades on the battlefield, and the countless displaced people affected by the war. Determined, he stood and replied, "I want to change this world full of sorrow and fear. I've always fought alone, so I'll bear the end of this alone too." His resolute will to shoulder everything alone moved the Archangel. Ultimately, he agreed to Sung Jinwoo's request but reminded him one last time, "This time, you will face all the monarchs alone with no allies. Are you sure?" Sung Jinwoo glanced back at the shadows behind him and said, "Look at my soldiers. Aren't they all still with me? I'm ready. Let's go." With that confirmation, the Archangel raised the Wheel of Reincarnation and unleashed its final power to reverse time. In that moment, a blinding light illuminated the entire world.